Jean-Paul Sartre once said, "Man is condemned to be free, and if he were alive today, I think he would probably be condemned to own a bookstore." In this video, we're gonna see what that looks like. It's me. Welcome to this channel where we explore philosophy and psychology in an easy and fun way. So let's get into it. Sartre was one of the leading figures of a philosophical movement called existentialism. This philosophy emphasizes individual existence and personal responsibility, freedom of choice, and the search for meaning in an absurd world. It's a heavy topic, but not to worry, we'll keep it light and simple in this video. Let us try to imagine what it would be like if the famous philosopher walked into the world of books and literature. The shop is cozy and smells like old paper and fresh coffee. Sunlight streams through the large front window, illuminating motes dancing in the air. Behind the counter is a man with a neatly trimmed salt and pepper beard and twinkling eyes, a man who looks exactly like Jean-Paul Sartre. He's dusting off a copy of Being and Nothingness, one of his most famous works, when the bell above the door chimes and in walks a young woman. She scans the room before making her way to the counter. "Can I help you?" asks Sartre, looking up from his book. "Yes, I'm looking for something to read," she replies. "I like sad books. Books that make me cry." Yes, Les Miserables," says Sartre with a smile, "a classic. A story of love, loss, and redemption. That sounds good," the woman says, reaching for the book. But then she hesitates. Are you sure? Are you sure it will make me feel sad?" "Of course," says Sartre. "What do you mean by sad?" "Well," she says, "I don't want to feel sad. I just want to read about sadness." "If that makes sense, I understand," says Sartre. "You want to experience the emotions without actually having to live through them yourself." "Exactly," says the woman. Sartre leans back in his chair and ponders this for a moment. "Well, then perhaps you should read something else. How about Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, or maybe Anna Karenina by Tolstoy?" "Oh, I've read those," says the woman. "Then what about 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez?" "Too sad," she says with a sigh. "I guess I'm just too much of a coward. I can't face my own sadness, even in fiction." Sartre shakes his head. No, my dear, you are not a coward. You are simply afraid of being truly alive. To confront one's own sadness is to be truly alive. To turn away from it is to choose to live a life of comfort and safety. But what is life without risk, without passion, without pain? It is a life half-lived. The woman considers this. But what if I could read about all the sadness in the world and still remain safe and comfortable? "Is that so bad?" "Not at all," says Sartre. "In fact, I would argue that it is precisely because we have the freedom to choose our actions that we have the responsibility to do so. We are condemned to be free, as I once wrote. And with that freedom comes responsibility. The responsibility to face our fears, to confront our sadness, to embrace the risk of living a life authentically on our own terms." The woman thinks for a moment. But isn't that just too much pressure? I mean, shouldn't life be about more than just facing our problems and confronting our demons? "Of course," says Sartre, "but by facing our problems and confronting our demons, we create meaning. We give our lives purpose. The only way to escape the absurdity of existence is to embrace it. To recognize that life is full of suffering and sadness, but also joy and beauty. And to choose to live in spite of it, or perhaps because of it." The woman nods slowly. "I think I understand. So what should I read?" "Then start with this," says Sartre, handing her a copy of NCRT by Albert Camus. "It's a great place to start your journey towards authenticity." The woman takes the book and smiles. "Thanks, I won't let you down." Sartre watches her leave and returns to his dusting. As the afternoon wears on, customers come and go. Some want recommendations, others just browse. A few recognize Sartre and ask for his autograph. Through it all, he remains calm and helpful, always ready with a kind word or a listening ear. As the day draws to a close, Sartre begins to tidy up. He straightens the spines of the books on the shelves, dusts off the counter, and arranges the display of new arrivals. The bell above the door chimes and in walks a man in a trench coat. He introduces himself as a representative of a large publishing house and asks if Sartre would be interested in writing a blurb for one of their new books. A blurb, repeats Sartre, raising an eyebrow. What is a blurb? The representative clears his throat. You know, a blurb is a short piece of text used to promote and summarize a book. It's usually written by the author and appears on the back cover or inside the front cover. It gives readers an idea of what the book is about and encourages them to buy it. Yes, says Sartre. Like an advertisement. Well, it's similar, says the representative diplomatically. Sartre thinks for a moment, and what is the book about? It's a self-help book, says the representative with a smile, about how to succeed in business. Sartre stares at him for a moment, then he bursts out laughing. A self-help book from a publisher. How ironic, he says between chuckles. Very well, I accept your offer. The representative's smile widens. Thank you very much. When can we expect your blurb? Tomorrow, says Sartre with a wink, but don't expect me to mince words. I'll tell it like it is. The next day, the representative returns to pick up the blurb. He opens the envelope and reads, "Don't buy this book. If you want to succeed in business, you don't need advice. You need action. Stop reading self-help books and start living. Stop seeking approval and start creating. Stop following the crowd and start leading. Don't buy this book." It's a waste of time and money. The representative's smile disappears. Mr. Sartre, he says, his voice tight with anger. What is the meaning of this? I asked you to write a positive review, not a screed. You've ruined my sales, perhaps, says Sartre with a shrug, but someone had to do it, and that's the story of what might happen if Jean-Paul Sartre opened a bookstore. Now we'd like to hear from you. What do you think? How do you think Sartre would act if he ran a bookstore? And what do you think the other philosophers would do if they had regular jobs? Leave your answers in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our latest videos. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.